So this is Gary again from Helm of Sun Valley in San Mateo, California. And today I want to talk about Fischer vacuum boots. Fischer vacuum boots have been around for 3 years now, and it's a completely different way to make a custom boot. In the past we've had liners that you can customize, custom foam injected liners, heat moldable intuition liners, and flow zip fit liners. All those are custom liners, but this is a completely new kind of process where the shell actually ends up adapting to your foot. And it looks like any other boot, but it's made of a completely different kind of plastic where we heat the plastic up and it will mold itself with very little pressure. So where your foot is wide, the boot will move out and accommodate your wide foot. And then during the process we put you in a pressure bag that actually pushes the boot onto your foot, so that in where your foot is narrow, the boot gets that narrow spaces gets filled in because of the pressure that's pushing the boot in, and then it cools in that position. So it's pretty revolutionary product, and Fischer's the only people that have had it. Like I said, it's been out for 3 years now. And essentially there are 4 different boots that are vacuum boots from Fischer. 2 boots are a higher volume type of boot, wider boot, the Ranger 12 and the Hybrid 12 Plus. Both these fit very similar. They actually come out of the same mold and everything, but they fit a wider, higher volume type of foot. And then we carry the RC4 110, and the RC4 130. Both of these, again, come out of the same exact mold, and they fit more of a lower volume, narrow type of a foot, and for a person that generally wants a closer fit. So those are the 4 boots that we happen to carry from Fischer. Now let's go over the process. So the first part of the process is determining what kind of foot you have. So we carefully measure your foot, take a look at the overall volume width of your foot, and then we take into account the nature of your skiing, what kind of skiing you like to do, and decide on the proper type of foot, whether it's going to be a stiff, narrow boot or a stiffer, wide boot, all depending on your skiing. Then, once we've decided on the boot, we take these pieces of high-density foam that can be cut into many different shapes and stick them directly to your skin. And so what that does, wherever your foot's wide or has a bony prominence, we ensure that the boot's going to have a little bit of extra room in those areas. So we apply high-density foam to wherever we want to create a little extra space in the boot, or wherever we see a bony prominence, possibly inside ankle bone, outside ankle bone, the width of their foot. You can take it and put one on his outside ankle bone if he had a prominent outside ankle bone. If he has a high instep, we can take a piece of foam, put it over the instep. So it all depends on his particular foot. Then we slip a toe cap over the foot, and then slip this very thin sock onto the foot, hopefully not disturbing any of the pads that are on there. And then we're ready to go. So the shells go into a special Fischer oven that heats the plastic up to about 200 degrees, and the liners go on to a heat stack that's designed for heat moldable liners. It warms the foam in the liner up, and what a heat moldable liner does is, once we heat the foam up and then put your foot in it, the foam in the liner also customizes to your foot, just like the foam on this footprint has done here. So once we've got the cooling pads on and the pressure bags around his feet, then we dial in the amount of pressure into the system that he might want. And the more pressure, the tighter the fit's going to be, the less pressure, the looser the fit's going to be. Press start, and then there's a compressor inside the machine that fills up these bags and pushes the boot onto your foot. That takes about 8 minutes, goes off automatically, and then we're done.